Just started. Interesting. Oh, this is looking insane ASMR. Oh, that's good. It's great, actually. Maximally encoding Time Machine Labs. Sorry, locked in. Have you tried using the quantum amplifier? I have not. These need some repair. The acrylic series. So I think I left one here. So this was my first time taking the upgraded Time Machine. 2/3, so 2/3 complete Time Machine Lab on the road, and it immediately was effective. I was able to pockets. I mean, of course, this by itself would be smaller, so. But mobile testing anywhere. I didn't actually record any mobile tests, which was an opportunity missed. But you can imagine mobile testing would be effortless. I have to test that out. You have to install magnets. Danny, wait, what? What do you want me to wait for? How far back ahead would this take us? So, I mean, the only thing that would be technically time traveling would be the things inside of the time machine. But I do think observation at least encodes some extra data. I'm not really sure how or why. I do have some magnets here. I was debating doing somewhat of a magnetic test. There's always things to be learned from different forces, and magnetism is an interesting force. This is like a very small fraction of the magnets I have. I can't find most of them. There's a few more right here. Put a loop of copper around it with a magnet. I mean, the only thing with that is you have to run electricity through copper to get magnetism. Though I suppose if you put the loop of copper around, okay, I see what you're getting at. You could kind of push the electrons. Is that like a thing that people do? So C will glide over everything. What are we doing tonight? I mean, my initial thing was to actually do a little bit of a magnet test, just to test some dynamics. I still don't think magnets have proven themselves when it comes to a moving hoverboard. I mean, not at low energies. The Time Machine Studio. But just these two time machines. Never lacking. Never lacking. And the labs the equivalent of a market and a studio and a laboratory. Anyway, I mean, you would get the hoverboard moving with the magnetic. That would be cool. When do you think you are finished? I mean, I'm gonna have something hoverboard related out in actually in October for sure. Let's try formulation. Stay on a hoverboard every day. Thank you guys, by the way. 66. I'm at 66 monthly listeners on Spotify, which is pretty crazy. For me, anyway. I guess for many that doesn't matter at all. Alright, let's go ahead and test this concept. Just getting some testing data. Oh. Magnets realigned themselves. Let's see here. We'd really want to double it up at the very least. What is the time machine station for? If not advanced testing. Harrison gifted a rose. Oh, thanks for the gifts, by the way, guys. Sorry, I'm not really seeing. I have to have like another phone. All right. I think our best bet is going to be to also put one. It's like a game of dominoes. Except for there would be 5 and then 5. Oh, that would have been cool. Anyway. Bro, are you typing that you're gifting a rose? I just can't tell what's happening, sorry. Just trying to make a hoverboard. Oh yeah, just doing some magnetic testing right now with the hoverboard. Get some dynamics going. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Wish I could have AI make me a flux field generator. Now I don't want to mess up the hover wrap. Perhaps I can loosen. Let's go ahead and strip back the goo layer. And this is actually well, really, I plan to have magnets at this part of the board as far as what's really going to be on the board. But for the sake of testing what we might be missing with the hover wrap, link the apparatus. And go ahead and plant. As you electrical arrays and the quantum gates there. These trucks are actually magnetic. Let me just see. What's the best way to do this? I would double the force whilst securing it. But there's nothing to secure it to the inside, which is the problem. Okay. Well, should I do it for the sake of testing? Should I go ahead and glue it? Can't hurt. Is that a band-aid? Oh no, these are, well, oh yeah, that is a bandage. Silicone strip, but this is the hover configuration. We have one oddball out in brown. But should I complete the authentic set? Let me see. I should have the actual blue ring around here. Whether or not it's going to fit, I think was the issue. Oh, I don't have him right here. I wonder where he's at. Anyway, back to testing. Go ahead and lock it in. Diet Infinity Stones. Yeah, I guess so, something like that. I have to be honest. I don't know if I'm the only one. I kind of feel like the Avengers story wasn't the best story in the world. Anyway. Lackluster at best. Huh. I thought there would at least be enough push. Who said Avengers isn't over? Avengers. Oh, went too fast. What a Nimrod. Okay, well, we're just gonna ignore you because you're not a nice guy. Anyway, let's go ahead and increase what we're working with. So just this way, right? Okay, good. I know this is definitely not the ideal way to magnet test, but I'm in a time machine, so I'm encoding data at, I estimate, 16 times the natural rate. So even a crude test like this will count as a test 16 times is beneficial. Some might say, oh, that's not fair. Well, it is fair. Unfortunately, it's perfectly fair. Why do you think people have laboratories? They're just, oh my gosh. Rescue was repelled with such force. Vitriol. As though there was some sort of beef between the magnets. Where do you get your information? What information is the question. Who's my favorite Avenger? I'm really a DC guy, to be honest with you. I hate to say it. I know that's your least favorite answer, possible answer. But if I had to pick someone from DC, Avengers, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I guess it would be Thor, which is a very DC answer. MCU, I love DC, yeah. He needs the airfield construction upgrade too. Kenya, what's up, Enigma? I still need to send your stuff out. I'm gonna create that package tonight in the system so that I don't, just so that I make some progress. Tonight, we're testing magnets. Just for poops and laughs. And to encode some data on some magnets that will be pervasive. Plus, it is the whole second dimension of my hypothesis, so there's no real reason not to. What in the freak sauce? I feel like the steel is more interesting. There also seems to be some sort of flux convergence. Let me check something out here. Interesting. Although the magnets are all repelling individually, there are areas that somehow actually amass some magnetism. I'm sure if I could visualize the fields, I'd be able to see exactly what's going on. Let me allow you to get a closer look at this data. It'll also be good for my own files. Interesting. See, how's it sticking on both sides? You would think one side would be preferable, which it probably is, but I can't seem to figure out which one is. Even the side. Interesting. Well, it's definitely preferring that, but not too much. Interesting. Well, that explains why it didn't work. Great data, though. Great data. There's something to be learned. I'm wondering what if we constructed a sort of hyperplanal, inverted. Fusing it with the power of the fifth dimension. Chemicals. Molecules. This is probably going to snap, though. Huh. Nothing. Interesting. I have proven to know nothing about magnetism, nearly, in real practice, aka super glue. Yes. Oh, strong enough to pop. Interesting. Interesting. Very fascinating. Anyway, let's see what happens if we remove this middle row. Get out, you fool. Remove thyself. Must have had the good glue on him. Took the base with him. Anyway, doesn't matter. But I prefer he remove himself. Post taste. Do magnets mess up batteries? I don't know. Anyway, I don't see why that would necessarily be the case, but okay. Not bad for maybe some rudimentary latent guidance, but I'll have to let that data encode. That we could, ladies and gentlemen, and we harnessed the data. Please explain. I mean, there's really not too much to explain from that. Really, I'm gonna have to analyze that before I get too many actual epiphanies. I'm actually gonna use the time machine power source to charge my phone. As I took away the actual charger. Wow, wonderful. Wonderful. We'll bring the copper back up. More gold. Well, I don't have much theories with gold and magnetism. It is quasi-dimensional, so it really can't hurt. Let's see. We did say that this material was going to be influential, so perhaps this is the time. Quasi-dimensional. It's just a hypothesis I have concerning gold. That it's really quite almost, well, I think all atoms are fourth dimensional, but gold, I think, very rough theory, rough hypothesis, I don't know. And I don't know if it's a hypothesis, because I don't know if it's really testable, but gold, being very unique chemically, as well as time resilient, may have 3.5 dimensional properties. Sometimes you just get an idea, you gotta test it out. The gold's coming, but interesting. almost like a reverse mitosis. Magnets reaching through the slime. There might be something there for teleportation studies. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's do a minute test first before we get into anything too wild. I don't have much gold, it seems. Oh no. Have my stores been depleted? That's all I was able to muster. Hopefully we get some quasi-dimensional encoding from that. I think I'm gonna try to make this isn't other news, but I think I might try to make a song tonight. I think I might after I get off of here. I guess I could technically do it on here. That might even motivate me to complete it more quickly. But let me focus for now. Fortunately, I mean, I think one of the reasons why I'm so confident tonight is because I have the hover configuration of the rings going, full 10 set. So the data is just encoding rapidly. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you can't tell because of the ubiquity of the time machine, but things are changing. That's really fascinating. Wow. I mean, you probably can't tell. I don't know. Rapidly, how much? 10,000. I don't get it, do you? Alright, let's do a test here. This will probably reveal more of the second dimension than I've ever delved into before. Interesting. Absolutely fantastic data. Absolutely fantastic data. Absolutely fantastic data. Incredible. Oh. Wow. 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 That was shocking. Looked like some sort of cosmic interaction. It's very fascinating. Enigma's right on with the gold. Right on. I don't even know how I didn't see it myself. It's very fascinating. It really shows you that complexity is really a measure of layers. Because we're substrate in substrate, meaning, suspension in suspension, because we have the slime suspension plus the gold in the slime suspension. Just recording a few instances fully of the second dimension just to lock that data in, honestly. Let that encode via the time machine. I wonder if we can do quite the opposite. Oh, well, still pulling forward. What the heck? Is it rotating? What is it actually doing? Unfortunately, I can't see. Doesn't it mildly look sort of... Oh, that's weird. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was pretty. That was actually a little wild. That was actually a little wild. But anyway, excellent data. Excellent data. Let's not linger too much on this though. It does give me really great data, especially for the hover suit, which is really what I'm working on, which is why I actually want to complete 10 more time machine rings, but I'm not going to commit to doing that right now. I'm surprised, I encoded some gold here in the hoverboard, and didn't really have much effect. Let's see, I super glued these puppies in, so fortunately, much ado about nothing. What's that? I just don't know what that is, but it doesn't matter. So we're just the glue, some paint. Anyway. All right. Forgot there's a polymer layer there as well. This changes everything, Shadow. I mean, honestly, everything's changing. Something I gotta get used to. Super fast. Some places faster than other, but sometimes I think that's actually just in appearance, and in general, everything's moving fast. Everything's changing in different ways. All right. Thank you, ST. What is going on, my guy? Glad to see you back. Glad to see you back amongst the others. Oh, wait a second. That was my old gold. I have a whole nother one. Okay, we can grab a little bit more data. I want to do one thing with the hoverboard really quick, though. first, we gotta re-secure the hover wrap. Where did I put? Sure. It might be a little bit too crooked. Don't mind me, guys. Thank you for hanging out, though. Thank you for the 12K likes. I appreciate it greatly. TikTok loves likes. You guys know that. TikTok gets likes. They say, "Wow, wow." Thank you, DJ. For the rules, for the bruise, yeah. Oh, I skipped a step. So one place I might genuinely use magnets on the actual hoverboard. Ooh, I love it when the gel's fresh. I think this one's a little dehydrated generally. Is on the hover boots connection, which so they'll probably be under the mat like this. Might as well test this. Gluing seems to be very temporary. So I know this version of the board has been through a lot. Really should make a whole fresh model. Oops. I don't know if it's made. Oh, come on. Who's the bro who keeps shouting he's trying to make a hoverboard? I sort of appreciate it because it's like he's taking the place of the AI summary. He's like, I'm going to do this job manually. He's trying to make a hoverboard. Is this satire? Why does everyone act like they have like a major in Greek theater? Is this satire? Aposthanes? Dost thou makest satirical content? Dost thou, or dost not thou? Let it be known, for the sake of thy mother's father, and those who call that lineage their own. Put it on the wrong side. Oh, jeez. Now it wants to stick. Let's go ahead and let him dry in solitude. The right side to stick. For some reason, when you put magnets right next to each other, there's a really weird effect. I have to Google what that is. That guy has nothing to do with this. Can you just tell me? Okay. Okay. So it has a preference. It's better than not having a preference. I'm just going to use one for both feet. Because magnets don't seem to play together without some serious rules. What the heck? Therapy, bro, therapy. How do I block an account? Samuel, you're commenting you like it here. Okay, don't try to pretend. No one to act tough for. Failure. Object. Like the magnet's just so weak in comparison to the weight of this doll. It wouldn't even matter. But anyway, the data's good. Truthfully, since we're encoding in a time machine, it'll all still add up. Even the data I got just from putting the magnets underneath the grounding mat, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Alright, we'll get a little bit more data, but it's already quite late for me. I started late, which is on me, but yeah, means I want to finish early. Well, this couldn't hurt. Might increase complexity further. Code. You can kind of see the differences between those two golds. So the other one is a what is this one called? I can't even see because it's covered in. Oh, and I'm ripping off the frame. Yellow gold. Okay. And this one is a spun gold. Alright, that's actually, well, let's not be hasty. So they're watching for their sleep. Heck yeah. I also, these days I've been trying to, actually, lately I've been watching anime to go to sleep, but for about a week I was watching calculus videos to go to sleep. Because it just engages the brain. Interesting. This is pretty good at testing some. Oh, wow. That was wild. That was wild. I wish I could watch that back instantly, but I'll be able to see it. It's really giving me some good data for the teleporter and the concepts I've been thinking about when it comes to the E equals VD cubed. Because the volume that is also being, in this case, displaced, not destroyed, is a fascinating aspect of this. I don't even know what we're dealing with right now. Oh. just so deep in there. Sort of alien head. Absolutely incredible data, though. This is going to push us ahead, without a doubt. Interesting. Resist the main tension. Sometimes you have to do tests purely for the data. Purely for the data. Interesting. Time machine is really the best arena for this sort of. It's almost like an entropy flash of data. Most environments couldn't really sustain. Especially not repeated testing at this level. Interesting. Volume preservation, though there's a rupture limit. Interesting. That was incredible. Absolutely incredible data. I think that was basically the one. I'm thinking that Cranky was basically it. Here's the cap for this. Had to watch the video back. Incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Just indulging my. Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, cutting through slime. Nothing spectacular is gonna happen. Just. You gotta be patient with the data. It's so anxious we want to rush through and miss our own discoveries. Anxiety is really interesting. I was thinking about that today because I was like, what is that? Some people say it's excitement, but I think when it doesn't follow a predictable cognitive process, it can be very disorienting, which is the most interesting part of it. Because it's like, okay, what's the point of being disoriented? And that's a good question to ask yourself. Now, are you disoriented, or are you aware of your disorientation? In which case, what is the mechanism for the organization demanded at the time? But anyway, I don't want to delve too far into philosophy. One more should do it on the testing. I'm surprised we're not getting any up. There we are. volume is really not interacting at all. I would have imagined much more stationary inactivity from the volume at large. Yeah, that was good. Not as good as the last one, though. Last one was absolutely mind-blowing, but that was some good data. That got me the rest of what I probably needed. HXLO, thank you very much for the 20 roses. Thank you all for everyone who dropped the roses. Gives me some ideas. I mean, yeah. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's funny how the slime is like isolating this other slime. It's like, oh nope, that's not part of us. I don't think we need to mix. All right. Good testing. Wonderful discoveries. Should I make Hoverboard 2 on live? That's the question. Because that's what I'm going to do next. But should I get off live first? Or should I make some live music? Let's see. I'll be right back. So, I decided I was going to just power through this whole thing on GarageBand. Now, I did record part of the song before. I'm gonna let this encode because just in case I get the desire to jump back into it. But I made a clip of the song, so I just want to use that for inspiration. Never waste data. Never waste data. Music, I think, is actually the fifth dimension, so it's even harder to harness than time. But it's basically the maximum of what we can comprehend spatially, which is what makes concerts so invigorating. Did I pass it already? I can't remember.
Daddy, daddy, make me cream. Daddy, daddy, make me scream. Daddy, daddy, pool.
My mind it starts to wander around again. I'ma see you. Okay. All right. me zoom out. I don't know why I still got you guys maximally zoomed in here. Oh, here it is. See the world on a hoverboard, never gonna stop till I see it. Oh, well, that's lame. It's not lame, but the lyrics were correct, but the melody was actually better in this one. Where is it? I be getting tired doing the same old thing. My mind it starts to wander around again. I'ma see the world on a hover. Okay, but we're gonna do it a lot faster. That was like a slow version. I don't know. Could have been early in the morning. You never know. Man. Let's open something up. I'll start with the piano. I really want to make this whole thing in like 3 minutes, so I'm not gonna waste a lot of time. I don't care. I'm changing the key because I'm not recording anything not in C. We don't have time for it. Where's the tempo at? Let's go to 1. Let's go to 135. Should be good. Yeah. Oops. No time for mistakes. Yeah, it's not bad. I was thinking that was crappy for a second, but that should actually be fine. That's a good start. Woo! Bro said, yeah, I need some help. Interesting. Yep. Edit. How do you quantize again on this thing? Button, track, prime, compressor, echo. Oh, let's definitely turn some reverb on that. Put some echo on it too, can't hurt. Track settings, quantization, there we go. Straight, let's quantize it to 8 notes, so it should be enough. The echo. It's too much. Echo's too much, bro. Chill out. You're not supposed to take over the whole song. What are the rings? Time machine rings, my friend. That's perfect. Loop that. What did you think I said? I said loop. Okay, next section. What should we do? 24 bars.
Daddy, make me cream. Daddy, make me scream. Daddy, pull my.
Alright. I messed up, but don't worry. We quantizing everything anyway today, so it don't matter. Track settings. Oh wait, I think it's this one. Oh, I'm already past 3 minutes. I already know that. Alright, so it's already on 16. No. Go to 8. There we go. I'm doing 2 more instruments and that's it, because we dropping this. Actually, I can't be that lazy with the hoverboard song. Okay. I'll do a separate drum track. That was crap. That wasn't terrible, but it was bad enough that I'm going to delete it. Alright, drum. What kind of crappy drum set is this? How do I change the drum set? Here we go. Let's go to something electronic. Classic drum machine probably has something better. No, it's crappy. Hip hop drum machine. Okay. That'll have to do. Good thing is doing this live is helping me do it a lot faster, because I would have dawdled. I'ma see the world on a hoverboard. Okay, it's close enough. It's close enough. It's close enough. The vocals is the only part I'm not gonna be able to do tonight. I'm just gonna finish a little bit of this beat and then I gotta go. Actually, I thought I could do this all in one night, but I'm not gonna do that to the. I'm not gonna do that to this song. It didn't do nothing to me. Ooh. See if I can remember that. No, that wasn't it. Dang it. I was gonna be lazy and turn down the music first, but Why did it take so long to freaking play the thing? But we're encoding data ridiculously, which means this song's probably gonna freaking hit the billboards. Or, metaphorically, it will in a tangential way that nobody ever notices. Science and art aren't the same thing. They're not the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. But this is a dead IO to the Hoverheads. Okay, where's the rest of the freaking board? Get out of here. Track settings. Oh, I can just press undo. Thank goodness. Get out of here. Why are you making my screen so dark? What's going on here? Acting like I'm on some sort of screen probation. Alright. Let's start there. Alright. Oh my gosh. You need to encode this in the 10th dimension for however I did it. Oh yeah. I mean, fortunately we have the hover configuration going on right now, so it's being encoded as we speak. That's fine for a course, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Let's encode it. Let's let it encode. Which ones do I already have? Well, kind of random. Now it sounds like a Imogen Heap song. All right, that was exemplary. We made some progress. We'll just let that encode. He's literally gonna stay here because he's gonna try to distract me, keep me up. Yeah. What's the point of this, bro? I'm so confused. Can you explain? I mean, today we just gathered some general data, did some great testing on magnets that everyone's been suggesting. Plus, I think I am going to use magnets to connect the hover boots. Which reminds me, I have to pick out whole new hover boots because S is just not going to work out. To be honest, the quality of their shoes has been a disappointment. So I got to go with something a little bit more durable because imagine you're hoverboarding out in the Sahara Desert. I'm tempted to encode some of this data because This slime is so fantastic. I have to do at least a small portion of a test. What's this? Did I put this back in here? I thought I took this out.
Daddy, daddy, make me cream. Daddy, daddy, make me scream. Daddy, daddy, pull my...
It's strange that TikTok allows it, but I can't hate on it. Because it seems to be kind of expensive. But thank you, Zach, for the roses. Wow. Wow. Whoa. You know, the data from this substance is really tenfold. What's the blue? It's really just another slime that doesn't seem to react well with the original one. It ruptures out in this weird way, like it's an escaping larvae. Shout out to the Time Machine Power Station because it's still charging the phone after all this time. Wow. Exemplary data.
Daddy, make me cream. Daddy, daddy, make me scream. Daddy, daddy, pull my...
Somebody scream. I don't know why that made me think of that, but someone should make a hoverboard track. Wow. I'll be the one who really wants to use that one, but I'll go gift it in other people's channel. Let me drop this hoverboard on you. Hoverboard 2. Amazing. Exemplary data. Exemplary data. It was all on Enigma. Absolute genius. Alright, I'm out of here. I'm absolutely out of here. Absolutely out of here. Thank you guys so much. No, it's genuinely the best data. And the testing has been wonderful. But it is late. We've gotten plenty of 10th dimensional testing. We even worked on Hoverboard 2 live, which was pretty interesting. I've never done anything like that. Very fascinating. Beyond instant results, honestly. I can't wait to see how that encodes. Progress is moving at light speed these days, guys. I have to be honest with you. Things are happening in all kinds of different ways, so I'm excited for just about everything. But more than anything, I'm excited for the hoverheads and just the dopeness that I think is going to be able to go down pretty soonly. In lots of different ways, but mostly with amazing overhead engagement, which is why I thank you guys so much for hanging out, watching, chatting, dropping likes. I appreciate it all. Dropping roses like User. What's up, User? Freaking 300. Wow. 310. 11, 12, 312 roses. That's actually astronomical. That's a psycho amount of roses. It deserves a couple more tests. It deserves a couple more tests. Ooh. Even though this doesn't really make sense because this is just for testing purposes. But I'm just curious. So I must test it. Why am I curious about it? I haven't even the slightest. But some of the most random tests lead to something interesting. Very interesting. Whoa, Gooby. Thank you so much. Look at that. Just a couple more tests. You're about to leave your greatest discovery on the table. This. Whoa. Is that a. Oh, I thought it ruptured out the. out the back. Okay. I was like, where did that surprise force come? Ejected. Something there. We're gonna let that encode. Got to let that encode. Anyway, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure hanging with the Hoverheads. Why are you losing key seeing progress? I mean, progress is being had. Not to mention when you're encoding, non-stop. But anyway, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. This is fire. Super fire. I might be ready to launch my own first slime. This won't be it, but it gives me ideas. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me read some. Riley McCoy, immediately successful, by the way. Exactly. Kratos, this changes things. It does indeed. Pity Page, it's like watching Hail Mary all over again. Hail Mary was fire. Ryan Gosling is probably the #1 actor right now, if I'm being honest. I can't think of. I mean, yeah. I need you to say sensational for me, boss. Well, there it is. What is a qubit lattice? Just an arrangement of qubits in a sort of grid of qubits, which, if I had one handy, I'd grab it out. But on mine, it's actually the wire itself on mine, which kind of doesn't really make sense. But the points on the wires that the core arrays sit on would be the qubits, and then just the way that they get pulled and stuff like that. Topological qubits, anyway. What happened to the portal from last night? Completely dismantled, but it encoded well. It encoded very well, and I dropped those 2 videos so that model would be locked in perpetuity, so I could go back and access it. There's a few kinks I need to work out. I'm doing some research behind the scenes on that right now, just to advance. Unfortunately, my linear algebra is garbage, and so there's some vocabulary I can tell I'm missing. So I'm having to go back and scrounge around the internet for different concepts. But anyway, what dimensions are we encoding right now? 4th dimension, all day. But also 10th dimension, because I have 10 rings. 10 rings on. Though there are multiple time machines as well, but I'll just coalesce that to in general, the 10th dimension. All dimensions at the same time, though, because we're in all dimensions. We're back in the lab. Celeste, don't tell me you just got here. Please do not tell me you're just arriving. Or why would you walk in at the end of the live saying we're back in the lab? Why don't you have a very working environment? A very what? They need you to repair the Hadron Collider. Is it? I don't think it's broken. I'm sure they're just upgrading it or something like that. There's only so many tests you can do, I'm sure. And then you get some ideas. You're like, oh, let's make this thing better. And then the upgrading it is still the science. I think people miss out on that. They're like, CERN is shut down. I mean, it's like, okay, but all of this stuff is never done before. So it's not like everybody's at home and they're pondering, should they do CERNs anymore? They're just continuing to upgrade it, with never before seen technology, never before seen engineering. So CERN is not at all shut down. It's actually in potentially its most exciting phase. This is the part that they should really be putting out there, but they already got their money, so. And they don't know, people don't really know how to do media without it getting weird for them. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, have you tested Einsteinium? I have not. We got to get around to it. But you guys have a great night. Great rest of your week. Whew. I got research to do, sleep to catch. I have been realizing I've been sleeping a little bit too much. I'm not that old. I can rock it out on 5 hours, 4.5 hours. I'm good. Use magnets. We just did an evening of magnet testing, my friend. But you guys continue to be kind, wonderful people. Yes, we'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm gonna get on earlier because today I let time freaking fly, and tomorrow I have more time. So have a great night. See you back. What's up, Big G 5655? What's up? Give this man uranium. Hikikomori. I've been watching you live for 9 days straight. Oh, thank you so much, my guy. Thank you so much. I've been on a little bit of a streak. The hoverheads are just connecting. It doesn't make sense in my mind to not just really enjoy this thing. Plus, I have progress to make. So it all works out. I appreciate you so much, my G. Hope you've been having a great 9 days as well, and everything else that you're doing. Thank you, my guy. Are you building a Tesseract? It was on my list, but I haven't started. Whoa. Wait a second. That might have been a sort of time loop right there. It occurred to me this might be a Tesseract seed. Fourth dimensional substrate with the quantum gate. Oh man. That's why Daniel, what's up? Great to see you again. This is exactly why people think I'm playing around. But anyway, this is exactly why I go live with that words. The fourth dimension, the Tesseract seed. Oh. Man. Alright, I'm going to do research on that right now. Wow. Because the Tesseract. Okay. Alright. I'm going to dive into that right now. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Stay blessed. It's been a great night. And I hope you're having a great night. I hope you have a great week, like I said. Hoverheads out.